I'm here with Chris Wright from Know Your Vote, and this is the next in our series of profiles of the candidates on the debate stage tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada. Chris, you're here presenting the case for how Michael Bloomberg wins the nomination. Talk to me.
Michael Bloomberg is a fascinating late entry into this race. Everything he's doing is untested. We've already had several prominent people who were polling decently who have left the race. Recently, the Democratic debates had the rules changed as to how you can qualify. So this is the first time, even though we're several debates in, that we're going to get to see, one, how the other candidates interact with Mike. I think if you're Michael Bloomberg, the way that you are approaching this is a blitz. If you go on social media, if you go on news, there's all kinds of articles talking about, Bloomberg's policies as mayor, things he's done when he's, run his various businesses. There's a lot of negativity out there, but the interesting thing are all the states where his numbers continue to rise. If we, scroll things back to 2016, there are a lot of similarities, right? There were a number of stories that portrayed President Trump negatively, and yet you still saw people turn out and say, well, despite X, Y, and Z, I supported him. I think the Bloomberg campaign has decided maybe if we just get our name out there, enough people can recognize us that at the end of the day, if he's the candidate, that's the way they'll go. It's a fascinating idea. I have absolutely no idea how it will work or if it will work. I think a lot of it may depend on how tonight goes for Michael. If I'm one of the other 6 candidates, I'm going to come really hard at Michael Bloomberg, and I think they're all going to do that tonight. So I think it's going to depend on how well he's been prepped, how hard the other candidates come for him, and then I think we'll have more that we find out after Nevada votes, South Carolina votes in less than a week. So we're going to have a lot of change coming really quickly, but it's a fascinating, world first for the U.S. again, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
And is the argument that Trump had the biggest war chest to fight in 2016, he's got the biggest war chest ever seen in US political history for 2020, is the argument that Michael Bloomberg is the only candidate who's got the funds to take on Trump toe-to-toe?
I think that's actually a great point. A lot of what you would also hear in 2016 are people who would say, I don't want a politician, I want a businessman. It's hard to make the argument that Bloomberg does not have the business chops. And I think Bloomberg is going to be presenting himself as the real business person. The interesting mix, I think, before we get there, is you've also got Tom Steyer, who was also a billionaire. Billionaire versus billionaire, deciding who will win to go on to face the other billionaire is just a weird dynamic I don't think anyone anticipated before this, but it's going to be very interesting. I think there's certainly going to be people out there who are going to say, I didn't like the way Trump handled these things, I want a business person. Bloomberg is a business person, I'll go that way. We'll see how it goes. It's very interesting times.
Given his rise in the polls, Michael Bloomberg certainly has a target on his back tonight at the debate. What does he have to do tonight to come out of the debate victorious?
Well, I mean, up to this point, we've had 6 candidates primarily. We've got 4 more moderate candidates, and we've got Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren on the left. So I think part of the problem is all the moderate candidates are fighting for a lot of the same people. So I think if you're a Bloomberg and you want to win, you need to make yourself seem like the most palatable of the moderate candidates. And I think you want to show that Elizabeth and Bernie aren't going to be able to bring in the numbers, the big coalition, the big tent, to be able to beat Trump in the general. Whether he will be able to do that, again, like you said, there's going to be a big target on Bloomberg's back, and as the front runner, according to all the national polls, Bernie Sanders is also going to have a very large target. I think everyone else on the stage are going to prioritize attacking those two. It's going to be exciting to find out in 24 hours how it all went down.
Yep, we'll find out in just a few hours if Michael Bloomberg can survive the hail of arrows that are coming his way and have that victorious narrative. And then we'll find out on Saturday if he can emerge victorious in the caucus here. Thank you very much, Chris Wright with Know Your Vote.